So Fatima, have you started studying for the history test yet?
What history test?
You know, the one about World War I and how it ended. You started studying, right? Because the test is tomorrow.
No way.
Yes way.
Okay, I better get studying or I'll never finish. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye! Peace, the Treaty of Versailles. Almost 5 years after the assassination. Oh my gosh, this is so boring. Ow. Where am I?
You're not supposed to be here. Part discussion.
Alright, I'm leaving. Hey, wait a second. I know you. Your picture is in my textbook. Your name is Roger Berry.
I think you may be confusing me with someone else. My name is Robert Burden. And by the way, you are in the halls of mirrors in the Palace of Versailles in Versailles, France.
Oh yeah, that's your name. Wait, you're the Prime Minister of Canada. What year is it?
It is 1918 and I'm the Prime Minister. I'm here representing Canada as an individual country and not as part of the British Empire. How come you do not know what year it is? The Great War is just coming to an end and everyone knows that.
What? Okay, so if you're Canada's Prime Minister and it's 1918 and we're in Versailles, France, that means you're going to be signing the Treaty of Versailles.
You are absolutely right. Now we only just began. If you would be so kind as to let us continue with our discussion. Where was I? Oh yes, as the big three, George Clemenceau, Prime Minister of France, Woodrow Wilson, President of the United States, and I, David Lloyd George, Prime Minister of Great Britain, as well as the Prime Minister of Canada, Robert Borden, have a few terms that we would like to discuss with you, Alec Ransell, regarding Germany.
So what will these terms consist of?
Well, first of all, everything starts with who initiated the war, and as we all know, Germany had influenced it and should take complete responsibility. This will fall under Act 231 of the treaty and will be called the War Guilt Clause.
But didn't the assassination of the Archduke of Austria, Franz Ferdinand, trigger the war?
We know the full brunt of hate that confronts us here. You demand from us to confess we were the only guilty party of war. Such a confession, in my mouth, would be a lie. You, what's your name again?
Fatima.
Oh yes, Fatima has a point. Serbia caused this war.
As you know, Ulrich, you're not supposed to participate in the negotiation during this meeting. We are here to simply state our terms and either you sign a treaty or not.
Moving along then, we have here that you must accept to grant the freedom of Austria, Czechoslovakia, and Poland, and give up your rights and ownership of your colonies in Africa and East Asia.
But why should...
To make sure that another war doesn't commence, there will be a limit of 100,000 soldiers in the German army.
And your navy cannot be greater than 6 battleships, 6 light cruiser, 12 destroyer, and 12 torpedo boats.
Germany cannot have any submarines as well, and a military air force isn't included in the army.
In addition to what George previously said about the War Guilt Clause, Germany has to be accountable by causing all the loss and damage that the Allies and their citizens suffered.
Doesn't the Allied government require Germany to pay for all the wartime damage to the civilian population and the property of the Allied powers? Don't all the reparations cost $32 billion?
Yes, you must pay all the reparations of the damages.
That's a lot of pay, and like I said, Germany wasn't the sole cause of the war.
Oh, be quiet. You don't have the right to discuss the terms.
And there's also the issue of the Polish corridor. Poland has the right to use that land for people, goods, mail, transportation, and access to the port in the city of Danzig as they wish.
Oh, and don't forget that Germany will guarantee to follow all the terms of the treaty. And on top of that, Allied troops will be stationed west of the Rhine River for 15 years. Whoa, how did I know that?
Hey, I thought you were on my side.
Well, that's what it says in the treaty, doesn't it?
That's preposterous. I'm not going to agree to such treaty. And not being able to negotiate the terms?
Unbelievable!
As the big three, aren't you guys going to talk about your individual goals? I think you forgot to tell Ulrich before he left, although he would have been furious.
How do you know so much about the Treaty of Versailles? We haven't even talked about it outside of the government, and we haven't signed it yet.
Well, I was learning about it in school, but oh, forget it. You'll never believe my story. Anyways, could you talk about your aims? I haven't learned about them yet.
Oh, of course. I think that the amount Germany owes in reparations should be increased, and that Britain should receive a reimbursement for the vast number of orphans, widows, and men unable to work due to war-related injuries.
If Great Britain receives compensation, then so should we. Our countries have lost many men in the war and left many others to endure the loss of loved ones.
Don't get me started on how many people we have lost in the war. Most of the battles were fought in France. Almost 2 million people died while staying true to their country. I think that policy should be put in place to disable Germany through their military, their government, and their economy. Then they will never be able to set foot on French soil again. Never.
But that will make France the most powerful country in Europe.
But it will also prevent Germany from starting another war.
I think that if we use my 14-point plan, we can create peace in Europe. In my opinion, we should follow the guidelines which state that we all have equal trading rights. Various nations that have been invaded should be restored, and that the amount of weapons that each country has should be reduced by as much as possible in order to accomplish peace in the world.
This is so boring. Is it ever going to end? Whoa, what just happened? Are you all signing the Treaty of Versailles?
Yes, after 6 months of negotiation, we finally all agreed, and now we finally did it.
6 months already? I'd better get back home. If only I knew how. Whoa, that was the weirdest dream. Better finish studying.
So, how do you think you did?
I think I did pretty well.
I totally forgot everything about the Treaty of Versailles. What did you put down for that?
Well...
So, Fatima, have you started studying for that history test yet?
What history test?
You know, the one about World War I and how it ended.
No way.
I was...
What history test?
You know, the one about World War I and how it ended. The test is tomorrow. You didn't start studying?
No way. I better get studying or I'll fail. Hi.
You start studying, right? The test is tomorrow.
No way.
Yes way.
I'll better...
So, Fatima, you started studying... So, Fatima, have you started studying for that history test yet?
What history test?
So, how do you think you did?
I think I did a little like a